Hey friends, this is the mrsvolfie from our half-acre homestead. Well, I'm soon going to be putting up our homestead Christmas tree. You know, the one with all the ornaments on that you all have sent me? And I thought I'd add to it this year. There's also the fact that my kids are coming up this weekend. Yeah, they're not kids. They're between 25 and 30. And Melanie brought me a bag of corks one day because she said she noticed that I had some in one of my craft drawers. So let's make something with corks. What I have here, I didn't even know I had half of this stuff if it hadn't been for Nancy organizing my craft drawer. I've got my glue gun and glue sticks. I got some popsicle sticks. Not sure what I'm going to need them for. Some sequins, some pins, some paint if I need it, some different size corks, some gold glittery stuff, and this is called bow tying wire, and I think it'll work well as hooks. So and some paper things, you know, I got all this stuff. Let's see what we can do with it. Okay. I'm going to break this into two videos for two different cork projects, okay? So you're going to need a large cork. Now, you don't have to use different corks. You can take one of these and cut them in half. I just happen to be lucky enough to have two different sizes. One that's narrowed at the end and smaller, and one that's quite large. So, first things first, before I start putting any heads or anything on, I want to put on the legs. And I have these craft popsicle sticks. I don't know when I bought them, but you can use regular popsicle sticks. But I cut a piece off, and I'm just going to split it down if it'll let me. Okay, there's one. We're not going to be really overly fussy, folks, just so long as they're all the same kind of length. We want 4 little pieces for legs. This is when stuff from the dollar store comes in really handy, folks. You get all your kinds of craft supplies. You know what the dollar store reminds me of? It reminds me of the penny candy counter when I was a kid. You get all this cool stuff for not very much money. Yes, it's from China. But you try and find all these cool things that for the same price that aren't from China. And if you're working with hot glue, folks, please supervise the kids. All right, we're just gonna stand him up there and let his glue cool. And let's decorate his head. All right, so this is where his head's gonna go, just like that. I'm not gonna bother putting a neck on it or anything. But when it comes to the head, we have kind of specifics that we wanna do. Now, I have all sorts of stuff. Let me see what I got here. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about eyes because there's enough spots on here, but I do wanna put antlers right here. And all I'm going to do is take my scissors, and you're going to want to help your kids with this, and poke 2 little holes in the cork, which I probably should have done with the legs. And then I'm going to break off or cut off. Let's see if I can get you guys a little bit closer. Two little teeny tiny branches for my apricot tree. Make sure they're about the right height, about the same height. And then I'm just going to put some glue in a hole and stick in a branch. Stick in the other branch. Isn't that starting to look like a reindeer head? So, now what we need is a nose. And all I did was take a straight pin, because I don't have any red, and stick it in some paint. And I am going to cut it off, cut the sharp part off. Please, folks, be supervisory with your children. And I'm going to take this straight pin and just stick it into the cork. And I might give it a dab of glue just to be safe. Just to be safe. I'm going to stick that straight pin because you don't want the straight pins coming out. I'm just going to put some glue here. And I'm just going to stick him on at an angle, just like that, and I'm going to hold it until the glue starts to firm up. Look at our little reindeer ornament. It's kind of hard to see against the red backdrop here. Let's do this. Look at our little reindeer. Isn't he adorable? Now, what can we do for a tail? Oh, look at this. This branch is all kind of tattered and peeled, so I'm just going to take this little bit of bark and put it upright on his bottom. Kind of like a tail. Santa uses, he wraps his reindeer in bells. That's why you hear them coming. I don't have any bells, so I'm just going to put a ring of this shiny stuff around his back. Round matte pins are really good for this kind of craft. I'm just going to put this around him to simulate a Santa harness. And once it's time to decorate the tree, you can add a hook. Here's our little Rudolph, complete with red nose and sparkly harness and a bit of a fluffy tail. Isn't he cute? This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead. And that's Rudolph made out of corks. Take care. God bless.